So in today's video, everyone, what we're going to do is we are going to graph lines using the x and y-intercept. Now, when I look at these equations, how do I know that they're equations of lines? Well, when I look at the exponents for the x and y's, they're understood to be ones. There's nothing there, they're ones. And if the x and y exponents are ones, then our graphs will be linear. They'll be the graph of a line. Also, when I look at these three equations, they all have an x and a y in the equation, which means when we graph these lines, they're going to be oblique, which means that they're going to be slanted. So right away, I look at these equations and say, yup, these are linear equations, and they're oblique, they're slanted. That's a good thing to have in your head, to have an idea of what your graph should look like before you even start. So let's take a look here. If I want the x-intercept, we make y0. If I want the y-intercept, I make x0. And that's all we're going to do here to graph these. So let's take a look at number one. If I want the x-intercept, I'm looking up here and I want the x-intercept right here. Then I am going to make y0. How do I do that? Just cross it off. If you're doing it on paper, just put your finger over it. Instead of crossing it off, just put your finger over it. And all we have is 3 times x equals 12. They're timesing by 3, so we're going to divide by 3, and x equals 4. So that's our x-intercept. Simple way to graph them, isn't it? We erase this, and now we're going to look at our y-intercept. So in our y-intercept, x is 0. So we're going to go through and cross the x off. Again, if you can, just put your finger over it. So you got 4 times y equals 12. I don't want 4 times y. I want y. They're timesing, so we're going to divide. Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so we get y. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3. So now we have our intercepts. So now we can graph it. So 4, 0 is right here, and 0, 3 is right here, right on the axes because there are intercepts. Now we're going to put a line through those points. Boom. There we go. And that is the graph for our equation. I'll put arrows on the end because the line goes on forever. How are we doing? So we're going to use this concept on the next 2 problems also. So let's keep going. So in our next one, first of all, I want to erase these numbers up here. All right. So in the next one, we want to find our intercepts again. So what am I going to do? Let's find the x-intercept first. So we're going to make y0. Y is gone. So I got 2 times x is 9. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. We get x equals 9 halves, which we can make into a mixed number. 2 goes into 9 4 times. That gives us 4.5. And since we're graphing it, I'm going to make it a decimal, 4.5. So that's my x-intercept. Now we got to go back and find our y-intercept. And how do we find our y-intercept? We make x0, right? So I'm going to go here and cross off my x term because 2 times 0 is 0. It's gone. Now I've got negative y equals 9, but I don't want negative 9. We want 9. In your equations, if your variable is negative, all you have to do is go through and change all your signs and your variable will become positive. So I've got a negative 9. If I want to make it positive, then I've got to change the 9 to a negative. So negative y equals 9. Now I got y equals negative 9. And that's my y-intercept. So that'll work every time, no matter what the equation is. If you got your variable negative and you want to make it positive, just change every sign in your equation. And you're not changing the equation. It's like multiplying through by a -1. All right. We have our 2 points, so let's graph them. 4.50. Here's 4. Here's about 4.5 right there. And then 0, -9 is right there. So we can make our line through our points. Like so. Then I'll put arrows on the end because the line goes on forever. And there's our line. How we doing, everyone? Again, if you need to stop the video and take a break and look at what we did, please do so. You don't need to rush through problems. It's reasoning, it's understanding the process. And if you have a different way of doing it, that's fine. You know, sometimes it's good just to think outside the box. That helps your reasoning skills also, obviously also. All right, let's go on. We've got one more to do. I'm going to erase and make some room so we don't have any clutter here. So again, I'll start by finding the x-intercept. I'm hoping you're ahead of me and I've already done that. Just going to erase that there. So with the x-intercept, what do? We make y 0. So y is 0. So I've got x minus 5 equals 0. But I don't want x minus 5. We want to know what x is, right? So we got to bring that 5 to the other side. We do that, we get x equals 5. These cancel. So our x-intercept is 5. Now to find the y-intercept, what do we have to do? We have to make x 0. So let's make x 0 right here. So we get y equals -5. Ooh, that was a quick one, wasn't it? So our x-intercept is 5. The y-intercept is -5. There we go. We're going to make our line go right through our points, like so. And then we can put our arrows on because it's a line, not a line segment. And there's our line. So a quick refresh. If you want to use the intercepts to graph the lines, make x 0 for the y-intercept, make y 0 for the x-intercept. If you're doing it on a piece of paper, just put your finger over the one that you're making 0, over that term. And then you can find the other one. We know these are linear equations because the x and y are to the one exponent. And the one is understood. We didn't have to put the one in. So whenever you look at an equation, if the x and y have exponents of 1, which means there's nothing there, then you are graphing a linear equation. If your equation has an x and a y, you're going to have a slanted line. If it only has an x, you'll have a vertical straight up and down line. If it only has a y, you'll have a horizontal line. Think horizon. All right. I hope this was helpful. I would really appreciate if you subscribe, and I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you.